The Denver Broncos are in possession of the 5th overall pick in the 2018 NFL Draft, and they have several needs they need to address if they want to make it back to the playoffs, because ever since their victory in Super Bowl 50, they have been out of playoff contention. In fact, they've missed the playoffs in each of the last 2 seasons, and things can get better for the Broncos, but they need to address some needs. Now, as you can see on the draft board behind me, let me first address that I decided to use hopefully a brighter color because I feel like the first 3 draft board videos we've done, it's been hard to see a couple things on the draft board. So I'm hoping that using a brighter color like red is going to make it be able to be seen easier. So I'm hoping this works out. So if you can see on the draft board behind me, I have them going quarterback with their 5th overall pick, because they do have a lot of things they need to address, like wide receiver, offensive tackle, linebackers. They got to address those 3 things as well. But I think their main concern that they have really struggled with in the last 2 seasons is quarterback, because the Broncos have had 3 different guys playing quarterback the last 2 years. We've seen Trevor Siemian, Brock Osweiler, even Paxton Lynch for a little bit. And we've seen Trevor Siemian again and Brock Osweiler again. I think the Broncos need to take this 5th overall pick and find your franchise quarterback. Now, they could have a decision to make with their 5th overall pick. In fact, could they even trade up to try to get Sam Darnold or Josh Rosen? But I think if they stay with the 5th at number 5, I think they'll have their choice between Baker Mayfield and Josh Allen. Now, this is going to be a huge decision for the Broncos because both these guys have their flaws and they have their strengths as well. Josh Allen, what people are concerned with him is a lack of competition he played in college. He's played teams like Oregon and Iowa, but he didn't put up the best numbers. He didn't put up numbers that scream NFL franchise or face of an NFL franchise necessarily. But Ben Roethlisberger did go to Miami, Ohio, and it worked out pretty well. He won 2 Super Bowls with the Steelers. Depending on if he returns, he could win a 3rd next year. But we'll see what happens. That's another video for another day. But with Baker Mayfield, the weaknesses that they have, or the things that they really are concerned with Baker Mayfield, is the professionalism and his height. People are comparing him to Russell Wilson and Drew Brees, but I've seen some things that I can see why people compare him to Drew Brees or Russell Wilson, but I don't like making comparisons whatsoever, because really you don't know how they're going to be until they actually step on the football field in their first NFL game. Now, who do I think the Broncos will go with? I think it's down to Baker Mayfield or Josh Allen for this 5th overall pick. But I think if I was in the Broncos' position, if I were John Elway, because this is going to obviously be John Elway's choice. But I did read somewhere that the Broncos are requesting to be able to coach Baker Mayfield in the Senior Bowl. So that could be a sign that they are considering him. And John Elway also went to the bowl game that Josh Allen played, and I think it was the Idaho Potato Bowl that bowl game was. And I think it's going to come down to one of those 2 guys. Whether or not they're going to make a decision, or it's going to be on draft night, the week before the draft, the day before the draft, or this is just going to be an on-the-clock decision, or it's going to be with a go with your gut, or if they're going to have it decided by next week, or have it decided after the combine, I think it will come down to one of these 2 no matter what. I can't see them trading up for Sam Darnold or Josh Rosen. I think they want someone like one of these 2. But if I were John Elway, I would think about going with Baker Mayfield only because Baker Mayfield, I think he's more accurate. He's more accurate than Josh Allen. He's played in big-time games. Baker Mayfield has been in the college football playoff twice. He may have lost the games, but he put up pretty solid numbers in those games. He's also played in conference championship games. He hasn't played in the type of games that Josh Allen has played in, and I think that might influence who they go with. So I'm thinking that decision with the 5th overall pick for the Broncos is coming down to Baker Mayfield or Josh Allen. Comment below who you would draft if you were in the Broncos if you had to choose from one of these two. Anyway, like and subscribe to the channel. Share it with your friends and family. And also, share this with all the Broncos fans that you know. Let them join in the conversation. I will see you next time. Have a wonderful day, everybody.